So I'm not sure if anybody's familiar with Sky Commanders, but I was obsessed for a little period of time, probably like 4 months. Let's get into it.
Transformers reviews, tech and the news, whatever else I use as a muse. Hit subscribe, I appreciate the views. Influences interest on YouTube.
Welcome, people. This is Inflewence. If you did not know, if you did know, welcome back. And yeah, I want to talk about Sky Commanders. They didn't age well, let's put it that way. But just a brief history in case people don't know Sky Commanders. I don't know how many people remember Sky Commanders. I just remember when I had my bedroom looking like Mission Impossible lasers because I had these zip lines all over the place. It's crazy. Sky Commanders was a weird concept. Like, they were fighting over, it was like the Sky Commanders and the Raiders, I think. Raiders, my favorite football team, by the way. Yeah, so they was fighting over something 7 or some, I don't know, some kind of mineral that was only on this part of the earth or something, and they couldn't, for some reason, they couldn't have regular vehicles, so they had to use like these zip lines, and they had these vehicles that attached to one spot, and then they shot like a laser or something, and it turned into a zip line, and then they shot off the vehicle like in a little pod thing. I don't know, but I was super obsessed with Sky Commanders. I have no idea. I always liked zip lining. I've been zip lining before, but like during that time I never been zip lining. Like, that was just something that, you know, I just wouldn't even, I mean, I would have done it because I like zip lining, but you know, it's something I don't think my parents was into. So like, we wouldn't go on no vacations where we were zip lining. Like, it just didn't happen. So I don't know, I was just obsessed with them. I think they were the size of the G.I. Joes, or maybe a little bit bigger, but they were that type of figure. And you had the vehicles. I remember I had one vehicle. They all came with the zip line string. But I had like one vehicle, and the vehicle had like a clamp at the end, so you can clamp it onto something, and then you stretch the line out. And you know, when you're little, you imagine stuff a little bit different, sort of like the Transformers. How when I pick up a G1 Transformer now and I see how simple it was, in my mind, your imagination fills in the gaps of stuff. Where in my mind, it was G1 Transformers were what Masterpiece Transformers are now. Like, that's what I pictured when I was little playing with G1 Transformers. It's just something your mind does as a kid. I think the imagination of children is what it is. So I filled in the gaps. I'm not sure how long the string was, but in my brain, like, I did have them all over the place, but I'm not sure how long they were. And I remember I had a headboard in my bedroom, and I clamped the thing onto the headboard, and then I pulled the line and put it onto the little post at the bottom of the bed, so he had some room. And then I would clamp something else on and pull it and have it the opposite direction. And I had like lines going all over, because I can remember my mom coming in and like, what is going on in here? So yeah, I mean, they were cool. I don't think the cartoon translated well. I assume the cartoon was made to sell the toys, as most of the 80s cartoons were. A lot of the 80s cartoons had the toys first, and then they started the cartoon to sell those toys, or they made the toys first. I don't know if the toys were out in the store first, but that's how a lot of things went. Like, their marketing of 80s stuff was always, you needed to compare or paired with a show or something. And yeah, so the Sky Commanders, man, like, it brings back memories. This is just a short one because I just was thinking of stuff to talk about at story time, and I just remembered the Sky Commanders and how how I felt when they came out, because it was like something new. I always gravitated towards new stuff. Like I always was the person that went the extra. Like I gravitated towards different stuff, new stuff. So, but it was short lived. It wasn't great as far as playability. Like the story and all that stuff, to me, thinking back, it wasn't the greatest story. It wasn't put together well, because it's like, why can't they fly? And then I think they made up something like the atmosphere was messed up or something, which, I mean, it could be an issue with flying a plane, but then I would think it would be an issue with ziplining through that ish. Like, but anyway, yo, thanks for watching. This has been Inflewence. Again, thank you for the support. And if you haven't done so, I don't ask too much, but like and subscribe and share. Like and sub probably helps me the most. If you like the content, you know, I understand. Don't sub if you don't like content or you don't want to come back. All right, appreciate you. Peace.
Ain't over, life ain't over, life ain't over, life ain't over. As long as you alive, you can give another try and take it real high if you want it.